SNAP benefits just ran out for 42 million people in America. 39% of them are kids, and more than half of the families with kids on SNAP also have someone working. But the paychecks still just don't cover the groceries. That's where we are. I don't care how you vote. If that doesn't make you feel an overwhelming sense of sadness, I really don't know what will. We need to talk about how this happened and what this means for us moving forward, but then I need to show you the part the government really doesn't want you to see, because this honestly may be my most important message yet. I need you to think back on your life and remember the lowest point you ever reached. For me, it was when I shattered both of my wrists. I had to move back in with my parents, sleep on their couch. My girlfriend broke up with me, and the realization of how much the medical bill was about to be started to set in. That's how the majority of people on SNAP benefits feel right now. Actually, that's how a lot of them feel every single day, or every single time they have to use their EBT card. The majority of these people don't celebrate the fact that they have to use SNAP benefits to feed themselves or to feed their families. I need you to remember that as we move forward in this video. Here's the part that has me really angry. The federal government got millions of people reliant on a card that reloads once a month. And then they let that funding stall. They turned food into a bargaining chip. And now they sit in DC throwing 7th grade insults at each other while ripping talking points on their respective news channels, hoping to get some extra Instagram followers. I hate to tell y'all, but kids don't eat these freaking pathetic talking points. You can dress it up as saving healthcare or protecting fiscal responsibilities, but to the mom staring at an empty fridge, or the kid going without dinner or going without breakfast, the man who's unable to give his elderly father dinner or give himself dinner or give his wife dinner, none of that matters. And just so that we're clear about something, I can't stand the people who abuse the system and take away from the people that actually do need it. But for most, SNAP is not some cushy perk. The average benefit per person is basically something like $5 or $6 a day. You ain't getting rich off that. That's like eggs, rice, bread, maybe some fruit if it's on sale. A big chunk of people on SNAP are working. A huge share of the people eating the food that is purchased from SNAP are children. Others are seniors or people with disabilities. So when you hear someone say, "No, just cut it. Yeah, it'll do great. Just cut it off." Translate that in your head to, I'm fine with letting those people go hungry. Because right now, guess what? Those people depend on SNAP to eat. And there is no other alternative for them at this moment. Here's something obvious that no one seems to think about these days, especially the younger generations. If the same government that helped you eat last month can flip a switch and pause it this month, you are not free. And I don't mean that in a tinfoil hat kind of way. I mean that practically, you're not free. If your kid's dinner depends on whether a committee finishes an argument by midnight, they freaking own you. You may feel gratitude when it loads, and you may feel nothing but anxiety when it doesn't. Either way, you're controlled. They control your food, they control you. Now, if you're anything like me, you're probably a bit angry, right? You're a bit angry at this situation. You're a bit sad. Maybe you aren't as passionate on this issue as I am, but you still feel that sadness in your chest when you really think about it. But now I need you to breathe, because this is where the story turns. Look around your town. While Washington plays chicken, people are showing up for each other in communities all across this country. Food banks are expanding hours. Churches and mosques are doing pop-up pantries. Parent-teacher associations are turning school closets into take-what-you-need shelves. All across the country. I had a friend text me this morning. He's a teacher. Their school's parent group is literally stocking a pantry in the teacher lounge and sending weekend meal kits home with kids. A neighborhood church right down the street from me asked for diapers and formula and got flooded within 2 hours. All of these people put politics to the side. They put differences to the side. And they just said, what do you need? I'm not saying this is good. It shouldn't be normal. This shouldn't be something we have to do all the time. I'm not saying this is good. But it's real. And it's a reminder that we badly needed. Okay, please listen to this. Your neighbor will reach you faster than Washington ever will. Your neighbor will care for you more than Washington ever could. Think about that for a second. Really take a second and internalize that. Because that's meaningful. Now, if we stop there, though, we miss the point. The goal isn't to replace a somewhat functioning system with endless charity. The goal is to build a country where fewer people need SNAP at all, and to make sure that if you do need it, you're never a hostage to the freaking government again. That means we need to work towards paychecks that match the monster rent has become. Childcare that doesn't eat half of your income. Healthcare that doesn't wipe out your groceries because your kid needed freaking stitches or something. And a community full of people that stand up for each other. None of that is flashy. But for some reason, those super simple things, at least to us, they sound like they're only possible in some sort of fantasy utopia right now. Because we've gotten used to what the system currently is. And what the system currently is absolutely unacceptable on so many different levels and for so many different reasons. Here's what acting like adults would actually look like. First, stop using food as leverage, right? Yeah, we can all agree on that. Lock in SNAP so it can't get dragged into shutdown theater. What's happening right now? Lock in SNAP for the people that really need it. If Congress can't manage that, then states and cities should build bridge plans that kick in automatically. No press conference, no unnecessary drama needed. It just kicks in. Second, while that safety net stays reliable, go at the reasons people need it in the first place. Right? Address the root causes that are causing people to depend on SNAP. Wages, housing, the price of groceries. There's a laundry list of reasons, but that's the long work. That's the part that'll take a while. But it's the only way we shrink this problem for real and actually make a difference, a lasting difference. And here's what we can do in the meantime while the big kids fight on TV. If your town just spun up a pantry, if you have the means, help to keep it stocked. Ask the school which families they're worried about. Partner with the food bank that just stretched their hours. Set up a group chat, in a simple form, figuring out the best way, whatever your best way is to figure out who needs what, where to drop it. Done. Finished. That's the beautiful thing. None of us need permission to take care of each other. That's just something we should just do as neighbors, as humans. SNAP benefits running out proves two massive things. One, don't build your life around a distant capital that can switch off your groceries like that. Two, the people around you are better than the internet makes them look. So yes, be angry and then do something about it. Build within your community. Check on the single mother you know down the street. Drop food at the pantry that's slammed. Ask your state rep what their bridge plan is. And when the federal money turns back on, don't forget this feeling. Push them to hard lock food out of these pathetic shutdown politics. And keep building the local safety net that got you and your community through the hard times. And if you're someone who depends on SNAP, don't let yourself go right back to fully trusting and depending on the government again and yelling at Republicans for not supporting welfare expansion. Because the lesson here isn't we need to fight harder against each other. It's the opposite. We need each other more than ever. And we cannot allow our federal government or our government in general to continue convincing us that we need them more than we need each other. We cannot allow them to convince us that we need them, that we can't take care of ourselves, that we are unable to provide for ourselves. Because that's the opposite of true. It's the opposite of true, and you're going to see that as you see all these local communities taking care of one another while the government is off doing whatever the hell they're doing. We need each other. We need our neighbors, and we need the people in our community. Stop letting them convince you that we need them. Because we don't. And we've just proved that.